Hey everyone, how's it going? I've got here another master level made by Elizabethany, someone who is known throughout the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal modding community. This is the third level in the game, the one with the lava pitfalls and the Terminator 2 homages. This is the level that introduces the Hellraisers and the Hell Knights in the vanilla level, as well as the rocket launcher. But in this master level we get some really brutal fights instead, that are harder than the first two master levels that I've already covered. So let's take a dive, shall we? Without wasting any time, you can head out the door and get the full view. Instead of some zombies and soldiers, you get a revenant and some imps throwing fireballs. Once you clear them, it's pretty much an open space as far as which gore nest to clear. I went for this one. You'll immediately see the dude in the red uniform, and this is simply to save time from doing that stupid platforming shit. You use the arm and then get access to the gore nest. The room is empty, and then it becomes full, becoming a never-ending charade of imps, Hellraisers, and Hell Knights. This fight is really claustrophobic, and you're going to be beaten like a fucking sock if you're not watching out for the imp balls and the Hell Knight jumps. The quad damage power-up is in there for a reason. Use it the moment the fight starts getting intense. Now that the bloodbath is over, you move on to your next gore nest, and there are 4 in total. On your way to the next one though, a Hellraiser, 2 Hell Knights, a Revenant, and some shields appear before you can even approach the yellow card in order to get to the next area, as well as a Pinky. Getting closer spawns a Summoner, a Mancubus, some Imps, and Shields. The Summoner is going to be a pretty annoying enemy in this level. You will see why later. Once you get the card, you get greeted by a Mancubus with some Revenants, Stun Bomb, Remote Det, or Seed Shot, take your pick. And FYI, the areas connecting the gore nest change up the fights greatly, like this one. You usually have zombies and imps and some soldiers, instead you have a Revenant, a Hell Knight, soldiers, and imps. Once that's clear, you make your way up the stairs and oh boy, a Hell Knight. Shoot the red barrel or siege it and move on. This narrow room has you dealing with Pinkies and Cyber Mancubuses this time around, alongside the annoying fodder and the Hell Knights. Don't let the Pinkies charge you, platform if you have to and watch out for the toxic balls from the Cyber Mancubuses. The second gore nest here this time has 2 different Mancubuses accompanying a Revenant with more imps and shields to deal with. This level has some really small arenas, and the inclusion of the bigger enemies is really well done here without it feeling tacked on. Also, the more frequent fights is something that's executed in this level because of the open-ended nature of the Foundry, which is something I greatly appreciate since it's a master level, and there should be more fights anyways. Now here's a big change. You get a blue teleporter leading you to the lava section, and oh man is it an annoying fight. You have little to no room to work with here, on top of the Mancubus, the Revenant, and the Imps constantly harassing you with ranged attacks. You need to get out of there fast and start moving around. But that's not the worst bit, because once you get up to the gore nest ahead of you, you've got another intense fight in store for you. After clearing the soldiers and the imps, and after you pull the nest, it's party time. You've got Hell Knights, Hellraisers, Revenants, Cyber Mancubuses, a Baron, Summoners, Imps, Pitfalls, and Narrow Spaces all in one. You have 2 portals creating a bridge between the gore nest and the large area, but it's risky because of the spawn points, so I'd be careful before entering. The Baron and the Summoners need to be deleted soon. The wave attacks and the green balls will decimate you. And you also need to watch your footing, because if you don't, well, this happens. Anyway, it's a hairy fucking fight, but with the right equipment and the weapon swaps that you can do, you can get the job done. Now that the second hardest fight in the level is done, you have here a Diet Coke version of an arena fight with the final gore nest, provided that you save this one for last. This one just has some imps, Hellraisers, a Mancubus, and a Summoner. Not a big deal, right? Well, enjoy the easy fight while you still can, because the last one, oh boy, is a rough one. When you press the button, the biggest fight in the level begins. You have 2 Summoners on each side, 2 Cyber Mancubuses, some Revenants, Hellraisers, and Imps positioned up the stairs harassing you, and multiple Hell Knights that will begin charging at you. The Summoner can attack you anywhere and Cyber Mancubuses are just chilling with their toxic balls. Get rid of them as soon as possible and clear the rest of the room. And then you'll have a brief moment of respite before it starts up all over again. My advice here is to focus more on the ranged targets and stay elevated. With maneuvering and platforming, you can force the Hell Knights to endlessly keep running. After a few enemies are cleared out of the way, 2 Barons, 2 Cyber Mancubuses will spawn on each turbine, and a Summoner somewhere else, and more enemies to play around with. Talk about the pressure, right? The limited visibility when you're below ground doesn't help. Take an opportunity to chainsaw 1 Baron and that'll ease the pressure a little bit, and get rid of the other Baron too quickly, as well as the Summoner that's up above somewhere. After the big threats, you can just clean house, and it's finally over. Oh, and you don't have to go through that cutscene either, just go through the door and exit the level. And that's the Foundry, a level that's harder than both of the previous master levels that I visited. This level definitely punished me a lot more. In fact, I died a few times screwing things up and only making things harder for myself for not using Argent Siphon Grenades, Siege, or BFG shots. But it did make the level more fun and engaging for me overall because of the more challenging circumstances that I put myself under. My favourite thing about this level is, like I said earlier, including more fights in between acquiring the cards and getting to the gore nests. It's something that the master levels and even the modded ones in Doom Eternal did, and I love it. There are master levels for the levels Kadinga's Sanctum, Argent Facility Destroyed, and Titan's Realm. I can't wait to cover those ones too, especially Kadinga's Sanctum since that's my favourite level in the game. Overall, it's a great master level. Definitely one of my favourites so far. Thank you for watching.
Granted.